Good morning, good morning. So first things first, I want to see your guys' monsters. Let me see what you did. This is what I'm most excited about. I get to have screens full of monsters. Oh my gosh, some of these are so detailed. Oh, I see one that kind of looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh my gosh, you guys added all the details and color.
Oh, that's nice. I like. Good job.
Nice job. Let me see in here. Let me see what yours is. Oh, wow. Let me see, Emma. Awesome job. Did you guys have fun drawing monsters? Was it a nice change? Something new and fun to do? So we're going to be working with these today. So you can put it down for now. And at the end of class, we're going to talk about how you're going to work with these. Okay, so if you're here, yes, back in your red folder. If you're online, just go ahead and set it down next to you, okay? And I do want you to have your whiteboard for this. We're going to do a little practice. Because yesterday, you guys learned a little bit about the different kinds of nouns, right? We had two kinds. Who remembers what the two kinds of nouns were?
Adjective.
Destiny.
Nouns and proper nouns.
Proper, and what was the other one?
Noun.
Common, right? We had proper nouns. What do proper nouns always start with? Go ahead and just tell me.
P.
No, what do all proper nouns start with?
A long capital
A capital letter. Thank you, Destiny. So when we are working with nouns, person, place, or thing, we have nouns that'll start with a capital letter. So a name like Miss Turnage, you always are going to capitalize. Or your name would always be capitalized. Or a place like McDonald's or a state, North Carolina. Those are proper nouns, right? So we're going to do a little activity and we're going to keep practicing with these because I have a super fun game that we're going to do tomorrow. But to do a really good job on the game, we have to make sure that we really understand our proper nouns, our common nouns, and our adjectives that we keep working with, okay? So have your whiteboard, and we're going to just practice a few of these together. I don't think we'll get to all of them, but we're going to go ahead and practice, okay? So you got your whiteboard, you got your marker? All right, so can we turn off the lights? All right, so I have a whole bunch of words up here, and some of them are nouns, and some of them are not nouns. So what we're going to do is you are going to tell me on your board with a check mark or an X if it's a noun, okay? And then you're going to tell me, is it a common noun, so you're going to use a C, or is it a proper noun with a P, okay? So I'm going to try, and we're going to see how we do, okay? So our first word is cat. Is a cat a person, place, or a thing? Is that a noun? So give me a check if it's a noun, and X if it's not a noun. Write it on your whiteboard. Dominic, write it on your whiteboard. And then go ahead and chin it. We've got to be this quick, okay? Give me just another second, guys. Chin it so I can see.
Nothing was on.
All right, I can see whiteboards. All right, now, is that a common noun? Well, we'll just put that it is a noun. But what I want to see on your board is that check mark, and then I want to see that it's a common noun. So I want it to look like this. Okay? Let me make sure you can see my board. Okay? Check mark, and a C is what I put. Because it is. A cat is a thing, it's an animal. Animals are nouns, right? All right, erase your boards. Let's look at our next one. In. Is the word in a noun? Is it a person, a place, or a thing? Give me a check mark or an X. And then chin your board right away. In. Oh, good job, guys. Good job, Curtis. Good job, Ben. Good job, Callie, Destiny. Good job, Michael, Cadence. Who we got over here? Jade, good job. All right, good job, guys. No, in is not a person, place, or a thing. So we're going to give that a big old X, okay? Now this one's door. Is adore a person, a place, or a thing? Adore. Is that a person, a place, or a thing? Good job, Curtis. Who else is this? Sorry, Curtis. Good job, Jacob. Good job, Lillian. Good job, Destiny. And make sure if it's a noun, is this a common or a proper noun if it's a noun? Good job, Harper. Let's see. Good job, Trevon. Emma, is it C or P? If you give me a check mark. Is it common or proper? Common or proper? C or P? Do I have a capital letter? So what kind of noun is this? Do you remember?
Common noun.
Common noun, right. So for door, you should have a check mark and a C. It's a common noun. It's not capitalized, right? Good job, buddy. All right, go ahead and erase. We'll do a few more. We're not going to get through all of these today. Okay? So, the next one, USA. Is this a person, a place, or a thing? And if it's a noun, is it a common or a proper noun? Awesome job, Curtis. You are quick on these. But I want you to double check, is this, if it's a noun, would it be a common or a proper? Good job, Destiny, you got it. Good job, Ryan. Good job, Tashaya. Who else do I have? Ben, good job. All right, so, Weston, is USA a noun? Yes, and what kind of noun is it?
Common.
Is it in all caps? Is it capitals? It's a specific place, right? So if I've got USA, that's the United States, and it's all capital, that's kind of your hint. So it's a proper, and I'm going to actually here, I'll write proper, common, that way you guys can see, okay? All right, so let's do just a couple more. Let's go over here to this one. Let's do max. Is max a noun? Is it a person, a place, or a thing? And let me make sure everybody can see at home. Okay, so we're doing max. Is this a noun? Is it a person, place, or a thing? And then I want to know, if it's a noun, is it proper or common? Remember, when we look at proper nouns, we're looking for what? What did we say we're looking for?
The big numbers.
The capital. We're looking for a capital. Okay? Good job. All right, so Emma, is max a noun?
No.
Are you sure you wrote that it's a proper? So it is. It's a proper noun, right? Yeah, so it is a noun. Because max is a person's name. And we always know a name, a person, is a noun. And it's a name and it's capital, so we know it's a proper noun. Right? Is that making sense? Oh, good. Good. Lots of thumbs up. Miss Duber's class, you need to wake up. There we go. There's my thumbs up. All right, let's do one more. Let's do the word pen. Okay, we're going to do the word pen. Is pen, a pen, is that a person, a place, or a thing? Is that a noun? And if it's a noun, is it a proper or common noun? Destiny, is it a proper or common? Good job, Layla. Good job, buddy. Good job, Jacob. Good job, Weston. You want to tell me the answer?
No, I want to tell you something. What's the sign for, thing?
What's we got?
What's the sign for thing?
I can't hear you.
What's the sign for thing?
I can't hear you, honey. Try one more time.
What's the sign for thing?
Song for
A thing.
Tell me later, okay? Okay, so who wants to tell me? Is pen a noun? Let's see if I can get a friend online. Jacob. Can you unmute Jacob? No? Evie, is pen a noun? And what kind of noun is it? Common. If you got that right, give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a good pat on the back. Okay, we're going to keep working with these, all right? And tomorrow we're playing a super fun Jeopardy game that I made.
What Jeopardy?
Jeopardy, yes. We're going to play a game tomorrow together. So we're going to keep practicing our nouns. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, I want you to take your whiteboard. I want you to put it down, okay? I want you to put a cap on your marker, and then I want you to put it down, okay? Because now we're going to go to the story. We got to go finish our story first, okay? So sit back, and we're going to go ahead. I'm really excited to finish this one. And as we're doing our story today, I want you guys to be listening. There are 3 proper nouns in the rest of our story, okay? And I want you to pay super close attention to our reading, and I want to see if you can tell me who those 3 and what those 3 proper nouns are, okay? Thumbs up. You got it? All right, so let's go ahead and jump back in. So here we have our character. He is really sad because why? Who can tell me?
David gone.
Oh, don't. You gotta raise your hand, Dominic.
His monster is a heel and he's gonna be gone for a week.
Right, and where is his monster at?
The school.
No, where did his monster go? Who remembers? He went fishing. So even monsters take a break, right? All right, so let's find out what happens next. Then I heard a shuffling noise and some slobbering. A 4th monster was under my bed. Hey, the name's Mac. One look at his claws proved that Mac was a big, scruffy boy monster. I shivered. Maybe this one would work out. Those are excellent claws. But do you have a long tail? I leaned over to see. No, my tail is stumpy, Max slurped. But I do have an unusually long tongue. Why would I be afraid of a long tongue? I asked. Oh, I don't know, he said, trying to sound terrifying. You never know when I might lick you. I fell back on the bed laughing. So here you can see he's kind of goofy looking, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks like Goofy.
So he's got this big gross tongue, and what does our character do, you guys? He's laughing. He thinks this is hilarious. That's not a very scary monster.
No.
All right, so next, well, if you're not even gonna try to work with me, Mac whined. I held in my giggles. I really don't think you should send me away, he warned. Kids who reject monsters, 5 monsters in one night. I did not reject 5 monsters tonight, I interrupted. My regular monster went fishing. Fishing, eh? Maybe he just left because you're so picky. Fine, I'm out of here. But I wouldn't expect another monster tonight if I were you. Uh-oh. How was I ever going to get to sleep without my monster? Now, those of you who haven't read the story, do you think another monster is going to show up? No? You don't think another monster?
I think.
If you do think another monster is going to show up, give me a thumbs up. If you don't think another monster's going to show up, give me a thumbs down. And what do we do, readers, when we want to find out? We read to find out. I was surprised to hear more creaking under the bed. Loud creaking with scratching. I thought no more monsters were going to appear tonight, I said. Sorry I'm late, kid. Phew. It was Gabe. How many of you thought Gabe was going to be the next monster? Oh, you guys. Oh, so some of you have read it, so that doesn't really count, but some of you made really good predictions. I thought I would enjoy fishing, but I didn't, he explained. Boys, those fish scare too easily. No challenge at all. You, however, are challenging, my friend. You're almost too old to be afraid of monsters. You keep me on my toes. Ah, toes, a delicious snack. The bed quivered as Gabe's stomach rumbled with hunger. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to start the evening with an ominous puddle of drool. And that was one of our vocab words, ominous, right? So that's a scary, scary puddle of drool. I peeked over the edge of the bed. Green ooze spread soundlessly from underneath. Then the bed trembled as Gabe unfurled his spiked tail. He was daring me to guess where he might pop up. I shivered. Do you guys think that Gabe is a little bit scarier than his other monsters? Yeah, do you see maybe why he was so picky when he was looking at the other monsters? The other ones weren't this scary.
He used to be so little, but when he ate crackers, he got that big.
Okay, hold on, Dominic. All right. So, you had some substitute monsters tonight, Gabe said, sharpening his claws on my bedpost. Were you scared? Then Gabe started tapping. I could tell he wanted to know if I still needed him. No other monster can scare me like you, I giggled, diving under my covers and pulling them up tight. Through the blanket, I heard Gabe's soft, comforting snorts. Ha! I knew it. We're made for each other, he growled. Next. When my blanket started to slip off the bed, I knew Gabe was ready to eat. Now, if you could please stick out your foot, he said, I'd like to nibble your pinky. I yanked my blanket back up and scrunched my feet in so Gabe couldn't get them. No toes tonight, but you can have this, I offered, pushing a pillow off the bed. I didn't even hear it hit the floor. What do you think happened to that pillow that he dropped? What do you think happened? Let me see, I want to see you thinking about it. Emma, what do you think happened?
He ate it.
He ate the pillow, right? Gabe was back. The ooze was perfect. Everything was back to normal. I shivered again. I'd be asleep in no time. The end. Did you guys enjoy the end of the story? Did you enjoy it? And I wanted to tell you before I forget. Oh, we're missing a whole lot of faces. There we go. So if you go on to Epic and you search for our author, her name's Amanda Knoll, there are 4 books about Ethan and his monster. So if you liked this story, you can go on to Epic and you can read more about it, okay? Does that sound good? All right, so we're going to do one more thing together. Remember I said that we're going to be working with your monsters. So while it was really fun to create them, we're going to do just a little bit more with them, okay? So, what we're going to work on together and what you're going to do for homework. Does anybody remember what this is called? Anybody? It's a bubble map, okay? brainstorm and think about writing and think about characters. And so can anybody guess maybe what we're going to brainstorm? We've been working on...
A monster.
We're going to brainstorm about our monster, and we're going to brainstorm some adjectives, which is why I told you... I feel like... Whose class is this? All their cameras are off. I don't know whose class it is. Oh, it's Miss Bess. It looks like all their cameras are off.
It must be freezing because they're on.
Okay.
We can see them.
Okay, as long as you guys can see them. Okay. So, I had you draw a ton of color and exciting things about your monster because it'll make it a little easier to write about them. And I'm going to show you really fast. And remember I showed you my rough draft of my monster, for those of you who remember. Well, you can see here that Miss Rubio went back and I made a better copy. I added color. I added a few more designs. I gave him rainbow polka dots because I knew that I had to add more detail. So what we're going to do is we're going to brainstorm and we're going to think about adjectives that describe my monster. Okay, and I'm going to show you a couple first. So when we talk about adjectives, we are talking about how they look on the outside and who they are on the inside, maybe their personality. So I'm going to write my favorite one, and it's a really hard word. Mischievous. Does anybody know what that word means? It means he really likes to get into trouble. It means he looks for things to do, and if you look at his face, I think you can tell he's kind of silly and he likes to get into trouble. Okay? So I picked a really hard word, mischievous. And that's talking about who he is, his personality. So now I want to show you one about how he looks. Now I picked, it's kind of hard to see, but it's one of my favorite colors. And he's got beautiful green. And then I'm going to do something because what am I talking about? Does he have beautiful green arms?
He doesn't have any
No, he doesn't have any arms, but he does have green skin. That's the noun that I'm describing. So what I want you guys to do, if you're describing, like, I saw a Sonic the Hedgehog. I think it was Gavin who had one that reminded me a lot of Sonic, and he was bright blue. So Gavin might write that he has bright blue fur. And he would put fur here because that's his noun. But what we're looking at are your adjectives, okay? Now, could I just say that he had green skin? I could. It is true. It is the adjective. He's green. But I wanted to add a little more detail, so I put that he has beautiful green skin, okay? So let's come up with a few more. Does anybody want to point out something we can write about on my monster? Oh, who's talking? What, Gavin? Oh, you did a great job, Gavin, honey. I loved yours. Okay, Abigail. What do you notice about my monster? What can we write about? Oh, the butterfly wings. What could we say about the butterfly wings? What adjectives could we use to describe my butterfly wings, Dominic?
He could fly with them.
No, that's something he could do. That's an action, right? We call those verbs. That's an action. I want to know, describe them. Weston? That's okay. Brooklyn?
There's stars on that.
Oh, so you're noticing the features on the wings. What could we put? Anybody else want to try one? Emma?
They're purple.
They're purple. So I'm going to say that they have purple, and I'm just going to put purple, huge. I'm going to put two because I'm talking about the same thing. Wings. And remember, I'm putting my noun right there in parentheses so that we know what we're describing. Because remember, adjectives describe a what? A noun. Okay? So let's think of one more. I want to talk a little bit about his legs. Because I want to show you guys something really interesting. Did you know that when you describe and you use adjectives, that numbers can be adjectives when you're describing something. So he has 4. I'm going to put that they're also orange. And then I'm going to put my noun here. So I know what I'm describing. Anybody want to give me one more? What else can we talk about my monster?
His legs look like kind of.
Well, let's move on to a new part of the monster. You want to do another one? Try again.
He has green horns.
Oh, so he has 2 green horns. So I'm going to use that number again because that's an adjective. 2 green, and then in parentheses, I'm writing my noun that I am describing. Okay? So, you want to do one, Weston? We'll do one more.
4 eyes.
How many eyes? I actually gave him
5.
5. And I think that his eyes are silly. So I'm going to put 5 and silly to describe his eyes. Okay? So what you guys are going to do for homework tonight in your journals is you're going to draw me a bubble map. Okay? And I named my character. I didn't even tell you. I named him, and it's Mr. Chuckles. Okay? You have to name your monster, and that's going to go in the center bubble. And then I want you to give me, I think I put 4 to 6, but I'm hoping you'll give me 6 good adjectives describing your monster. Okay? Does that make sense? Does everybody understand their homework? And then you're just going to take a picture like we do for all of our assignments. Okay? And I really enjoyed this. You guys did an amazing job with your monsters, so I know you'll come up with some really fun adjectives, okay? All right, and that is all I have for you. Oh, actually, before I forget, what was it? What was our word we struggled with this week for spot and dot?
Inspection.
Inspection. How many of you struggled with your spot and dot in the word inspection? I struggled. I had to ask Miss Stuber how to do it. So we're going to do it really fast together, okay? So we're going to write our word. I'm not going to write the graph because we got to move it along. I'm sorry, Miss Stuber. All right, so let's count first let's spot and dot our vowels. So we've got 1 at the I, 1 at the E, and then the I-O work together in kind of a special way. This is where this one was tricky. So let's count. I want to see everybody's hands. Let's count how many syllables. Ready? Inspection. Inspection. So we have 3, right? And now we have to split our word. So inspection. That's where we're going to split it. Now let's count the sounds together. I want to see your hands counting with me because this one it's tricky and I know. So we have I, N. How many in that first section? 2. Then we have S, P, E. Do you guys hear the 4 sounds? S, P, E, K. So we've got 4 sounds here. Now, when we say this last part, shun, we don't hear a T, an I, an O, and an N, do we? What sounds do you hear when I say sh-un? Trayvon. You hear an S-H. So I hear sh-un. How many sounds did you hear? 3, right?
I'm gonna hold on to that board.
So how many sounds do we have all together? Who can add those up for me? Trayvon?
9.
We have 9 whole sounds. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So everybody, let's do this one more time together. We'll do the whole word. You ready? I, N, P, E, sh, N. 9 sounds, okay? Sometimes these words are really tricky, but I know you guys are going to keep getting better at them, just like I am. All right, and now we're going to move on to math, okay? So have your whiteboards ready and be ready to go, okay?